Hello, and welcome to the Have It All Mastermind Digestion Codes style masterclass, where I am going to fill you in on all of the amazing things around your digestion code and how you can have it all with your health in this video. And at the very end, yes, I'm going to give you a call to action to join our Have It All Mastermind because we would love to have you. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get started and share my screen. So, for those of you that are new, this is the Digestion Codes Masterclass for women who want to release the shame from inside their body using their digestion code and step into what I call body competency. So, welcome. This is me, Leslie, but we'll talk about that later. If you're watching, grab a pen and paper. This is going to be a really awesome video that will help you to get the body you've always wanted, get the life, feel like yourself again. So, how do you know if you're in the right place? Let's get to the chase. So, if you're not, you can stop listening, right? If you want to know more about your body, how it works, claim health for you, you are definitely in the right space. If you have something that's going on in your body that you don't really understand, you're in the right place. Maybe it's a new autoimmune diagnosis or something hormonal going on or just midlife changes, and you want to know more about your body from an internal piece, you are in the right place. You no longer want to age without deep inner knowing of what your body needs. You want to understand your body from a higher level, that true body competency. If you're stressed beyond belief and you have no idea how to help yourself, you're in the right place. If you don't get regular good sleep, you're in the right place. If you feel a lack of energy a lot, you're in the right place. If you've tried all the things and nothing seems to be clicking, you're definitely in the right place. If you struggle with perfectionism and as you're aging, you're unable to keep that, you are definitely in the right place. That one I hold near and dear to my heart. If you are plagued with constant shame and guilt, you are in the right place. And if you are ready to wholly embrace and accept yourself as you are to get what you want, you are in the right place. So, this is what you can expect to get from this masterclass. I'm not going to dive too much into it. There's a lot on here. Number 5 is always fill in the blank and get to know what it is you learned today. And yes, I already said there will be a chance at the very end to know a little bit more. But what I want you to ask yourself now is, are you ready to leave behind the lies and the fear we were taught around our midlife bodies and step into your own personal truth? Because if you are, you're in the right place. This is me. I'm Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer of 15 plus years, now calling myself a body competency coach because that is what I do. I help women who are in their midlife era really understand and get to know their body so they can make the best decisions for themselves. A little bit about me. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I lived in Jacksonville, Florida for a long, long time, which is where I had my 2 beautiful children and met my husband and got married. Now I live in Rota, Spain. I studied nutrition at a school called Fontbonne University, which will soon no longer exist. But I got my master's at the University of North Florida. And really, why I stepped into being a body competency coach was because in high school, my high school softball coach told me I was too fat to play varsity softball. And within less than 5 days, another girl told me I was too fat to hang out with them on a weekend. So I looked in the mirror and saw everything they saw and tore my body apart. And that chronically led me to abusing my body. It led me to having a little bit of anorexia. It led me to tons of shame and guilt around my body. It led me to tons of dieting. It even led me to misuse my body, which is why I got GERD or acid reflux so bad and grew a cyst on my vocal cords that had to be surgically removed. That I also had a back infection in my spine, which people still don't have a clue as to why I had, and so many more enigmas around my body due to the way I was treating it and not using it for what I desired. So I personally invite you that if you have anything weird going on, you feel the same, you're in the right place, and I want to invite you to change your life. So with these 15 plus years of struggling, of experience as well. I struggled for 15 years. I have plus 15 years of experience, and soon that will change. It just so happens to be the same. I want you to know the tools that I use. This is Kristen. She's a former client of mine, and she really talks about how she freed herself from having to spend so much time at the gym and get to know her body. And by exercising less and eating differently, she was able to change what healthy really was to her and get herself to where she wanted to go. This is Amy. Amy's had so many breakthroughs. Amy is over 50 at this point, and She worked through me all through perimenopause and menopause, and she successfully has lost 50 plus pounds. And she really knows her body and knows it better than most other people even attempt to know their own. And that's the tools that she gained from this program. So, what is a digestion code? It is the piece that allows you to be comfortable in the body at the weight you want, having a healthy gut, embracing your whole self, having wellness, having the life and the body, and understanding truly what's happening on the inside. It is backed by science, as you will see, and uniquely put together from my expertise and work with myself and other clients. Digestion Code will soon be trademarked, and I am super excited for that. But let's discuss how to unearth your code, okay? The Digestion Code has 4 pieces called the MIND method, all right? And that unique combination is what I call the Digestion Code. Why this works? We all have one. It is unique to us. That code was embedded in us when we were a super little child. We didn't have to teach a baby, you need to pee, you need to poop, you need to cry because you're hungry, you need to cry because you're burpy. A baby just does this, okay? We innately know these things and they're conditioned out of us by life and things around us. So what we work on in this digestion code is getting back to the pieces of ourself. So the 4 pieces are what I call the MIND method. Step 1 is M for mindset, uncovering the sabotage. What's hiding in you? What do you believe you have to do? What diets have set up rules for you? What parental rules? What societal rules? What do you feel you have to do that is sabotaging you from getting what you want? Step 2 is your internal digestion code. This is your internal plan. This includes what your body's actually asking you to do, including a lot of somatic work, nervous system work, human design, pieces in there that really allow you to be able to understand what's happening inside. The third step is nutrition and uncovering what your body actually needs to be healthy, not what societally is placed on us. We are not one size fits all. And the fourth step is to wholly embrace the new you, which is exclusive to you. So let's talk a little bit about the first step. The first step of uncovering the sabotage, okay? We have been programmed by our parents. If we were taught lunches at noon, most of us still live by lunches at noon. Okay. Even when traveling to a different time zone, we are still thinking lunches at noon. But when our body is going from East Coast to West Coast and we lose 3 hours at 9 a.m., our body's starving for lunch because it's conditioned, but it's not 9. We can't eat lunch at, God forbid, it's not noon, right? This is a sign of a rule that we've been programmed with. Okay. Other things are things like, oh, we could all eat like that until we were 30, or it all ended up changing when I hit my midlife, or whatever. All of these things that are programmed into us here are causing us to not be able to have the results we want because we are following the rules that we were taught, but we must break those. If you're familiar with human design, if you have a closed head and a closed ajna, this can also be something that you are having a hard time struggling with letting these rules go. And so you have to prove to yourself that it's not. These are pieces that we interwire into this program as well. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to do a breathing exercise with you, okay? Because when we start to think about the rules and the things that we were taught, like when my mom told me I had to eat vegetables, my mom told me this, or I hate vegetables, or as soon as I got to college, I stopped doing all these things. Then we get into a little bit of anxious and stress in our body. So I want to teach you a simple exercise I do called deep belly breathing, which will help you to calm your body, especially as we go forward into this training. Okay. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to inhale through your mouth or through your nose. Okay. And push your belly out like you're a pregnant woman. Okay. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the belly back, forcefully pushing out and inhaling back. You do want to forcefully see it go out and exhale back. Okay. So as you inhale, you're pushing your belly out. And as you exhale, you're bringing your belly back in. Taking a deep breath in, pushing the belly out. And as you exhale, exhale through your mouth and pull it back in. Okay. Inhale again through your nose. Inhaling as you're pushing your belly out and exhaling as you're pulling your belly back in. Okay. As you can feel, you start to align. You bring your vagus nerve back online. By doing that, we can start to think clearer. We can have a faster metabolism. We can digest better. We can improve our body with this simple technique. It's life-changing. You can actually digest better if you do deep belly breathing before you eat. So let's go on. Okay, let me go back to sharing my screen. I always forget how to do this. There we go. Breathing exercise. Okay. So why this works, okay, is that we've got all these rules, and as we start to think about the rules, our body builds in its fight, flight, or freeze, okay? It builds in the, okay, what am I supposed to do here? How do I put this all together? She's throwing all this stuff into me. As I Google these things, I found out all these things, and then we build our stress up, okay? And we get into the rules, and I'm not doing it right, I'm doing it wrong, or I better change my mind, or, I saw this dietitian once who told me it's because I'm not tracking, and thus I must track, and oh my gosh, right? So as we learn to regulate our vagus nerve, as we learn to see that these are the rules of the past and we can change them in our brain and begin to regulate a new normal into our system, weight and health issues can naturally fall away, okay? Because we're competent in ourselves, okay? We all know that there are people that should have died that modern medicine said they could not help that lived. Why? Because prayer is a real thing, because the things that are taught in this, the tools that are presented to you to help you will help you align and be body competent to live the healthy, happy life that you're looking for, okay? So step number two, I'm going to actually get to a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about it from a human design perspective, but also just from that piece of like co-regulating, right? Okay, do I need to regulate my body now through deep belly breathing? Do I need to use other tools that I present in the course? So I teach a bunch of different types of breaths. We do different somatic work exercises here. And all those things. If all these are new to you, I want you to know you can Google them endlessly, but I use all the tools in the course and I present them to you little by little so you can take the things that work for you and leave the things that don't, okay? Third step, uncovering those lies, uncovering the lies about the food, about nutrition, okay? Things like who told you had to eat that? Who told you had to eat that way? Why is it good? Why is it bad? Are you supposed to fast? Are you supposed to follow keto? Are you supposed to do these things? What's really happening inside of you? Step three with nutrition really deep dives into what your personal body needs, okay? So why this works is because when we were little, our parents ran the show. They told us when to eat, when to drink, when to sleep, when to do all the things, okay? And that could have been out of alignment with our body, okay? I have a really awesome friend, Aishel, who she actually was a night owl and her mom could never get her to sleep. Everybody could sleep during the night, but Aishel just didn't sleep. She just wasn't that way as a kid. And it was really awesome that her mom let her do some things with her own patterns, but most of us weren't that way. We were conditioned into a certain type, okay? And so when we're conditioned into that, we're no longer helping our bodies and hearing our bodies say, I need to eat, I need to drink, I need to sleep. Speaking of drinking, I'm going to drink some water. If we could, for 1 week, eat, drink, sleep, pee, poop for when we needed to, your body could come back online and start talking to you a little bit more every single day. And that will help you with body competency as well. Okay. So I want to go into a little bit more of some pieces of examples of digestion codes and talk a little bit about the human design. Okay, so for me, I found out that I needed to have more quiet while eating and consuming food. I also needed to have a lot of space, meaning I do better in more of an open area that's kind of like caged in. So I explain it to people that when I look out my office this direction, I have a huge open space, but there are two walls around it. So I feel very protected. I have the openness, but I feel protected. And that's important for me and eating and how my body needs to take on information. Okay. I also had to do a lot of healing of the vagus nerve, as I spoke about with all the things that went on. My vagus nerve was completely offline, and my body was no longer mine. I was one direction and my body was another direction, and we came back together. Okay. A former client of mine found out they needed to mix things together. So the way that they were presented food as a child was always protein, vegetable, and carb instead of all together. But she did really well when she started mixing foods. She also learned that she needed to have peace. She also knew that she needed to rest in new ways of truth and release family shame. Okay. Another one is that my son needed to have food at certain temperatures. He did really well with having cold food. And so I include him in there because I want you to know you can use these tools for your family as well. Okay. So what's the cost of not knowing our code? Shame, guilt, extra weight, health issues, autoimmune issues, generational health, money, time, fun, all of the things. Okay. And why nobody's talking about this is because we're so focused on this is the one right thing instead of somebody teaching you how to patch it all together, to understand your body, to be body competent, so then you can make the decisions. I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. But we're not coming together that way. It's all like, okay, let me grab this thing. Okay, but I need a piece of this and a piece of this. And people don't have time to put it all together. We don't have time, we don't have the money, we don't have the effort, we don't have the energy, right? That is what this course does. As a body competency coach, and the digestion code works, it's to put all the things together so you have a blueprint for you, not for me. I couldn't use your blueprint. It is literally for you to be able to uncode and live your life. Okay. So if you had to choose, would you prefer to keep patching it together, asking questions into the yonder, asking all of these things, or to understand, use tools to become body competent to make the best decisions of your life? Your choice. Okay. Um, I'm not even going to go into that one. I just want to talk a little bit about Penny. I wanted to talk from a perspective of money with Penny because she was so out of alignment with herself with the way she was eating that she actually stopped herself from eating Chick-fil-A every day, which while it was delicious and enjoyable, there was actually something there that wasn't good for her digestion code. So as she pulled it out, she started to lose weight. And she said one of the best things was is that it saved her a bunch of money. Um, I want to talk about a couple of friends of mine, actually, who did this that learned and understood nutrition for themselves and how they could work together as a team and a family unit to do this. And they lost 20 pounds apiece. So here are the details going further. If you'd like to join our Have It All Mastermind, okay? It is a mastermind for women who want to release the shame from their body and have body competency. What's included? Your personal plan is week 1. Week 2, and I'm sorry, these should say month 1. Month 1 is your personal plan. Month 2 is your personal digestion code. Month 3, setting aspirations and achieving them with ease. Month 4 is really an integration month, okay? Month 5, nutrition basics and emotional eating. Month 6, regulating your nervous system. Month 7, deep diving into the energy of food. Week 9, rewiring your brain. Week 10, your body needs. Week 11, see, I'm going back and forth. Sorry, integration month. And 12 is celebrations. I want to stop there because what I really want you to know is that there are all these things. The Have It All Mastermind is really awesome because you're going to get a program called the Digestion Codes, which is a program you can go through yourself, okay, to do it yourself course, but you do that in conjunction with us and other like-minded women, okay? What's the really cool thing about us is that it's a group full of midlife women who are all doing the same thing. So we meet weekly on Zoom, sometimes twice weekly, not only just for the educational sessions, but somatic work, energy work, nervous system trainings, all that we meet live for. They're recorded, they're placed into a hub, and you will get the recordings of these things. Then each different month, there's a different theme, and it does change, okay? Because everybody gets added to it. So you might come in at a different point, but it's so easy and so flowy that you just love it. It becomes a part of you and you become super body competent. I would say that the number one thing I always hear from people at the end is that I'm happy with me again. I feel good in myself again. I can feel like me again. I'm making decisions better. I feel great, right? And like that's the end goal, right? Is to feel great and to be in our bodies again. So let me go back to sharing my screen one more time here. Okay. Um, this is the details for the course, okay? If you're here, I will drop it in the chat here in a second. If you're not here and you're watching on YouTube, the link is literally right below this. So please feel free, click on it, ask all the questions you want. If you have more questions, you can email me personally. I will answer all emails for the Have It All Mastermind because I need to know that we're a right fit, right? Not everybody's right for this, and they're all limited seating to who we let into the Have It All Mastermind. But we'd love to have you, obviously, if it's right for you and you're feeling called to it. There's just another couple of things. Obviously, I'll ask any questions, but the goal here is that when you know that you want to have the answers to these things, the Have It All Mastermind is for you. There's no doubt in your mind. There's no nothing, right? Everything flows. So if you're having that and you just want to, reach out, touch me, be like, oh, she really is a human in this grand space of things, and these really are people, and have a further conversation, shoot me an email. If not, literally just grab the link, click the link, know that the Have It All Mastermind is for you. There's hundreds of women in here that are getting tons of results, and it just is. And you get to be in alignment with yourself and in your body. So at the end of the day, if that's what you want is pure body competency and to know your body better than anybody else in the world, this mastermind is for you. If not, then it's not, and that's okay. Thanks for watching all the way through. Below this, you will find the link to the Have It All Mastermind, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Bye for now.